conciliatory text last night. Oh yeah, thank you, Katie. Sorry, forgot to say. Let's do the official thing. Today is March the 19th. It's 8:30 in the morning, and let's make that clear that we have some really hardworking delegates here up bright and early on a Saturday to meet. Hopefully, for the last time before crossover. We'll have a few Senate bills later, but hopefully before crossover on House bills. As I said in a text to the members last night, what was clear to me finally, and it took me a while, is that these two bills are looking for different things. And so we're going to process them separately today. And the first one we're going to take up is House Bill 467. I don't know why I thought it was 476. Is it 467, Alistair? Okay, good. That's what I've written here. And this is a bill that, and I'm going to kind of give my description a little more officially this time, just to be sure that I'm on. This would basically clear a path for Montessori certifications to serve as certification for instructors for public Montessori settings, so that they would not have to additionally get a Maryland certification as long as they were continuing to teach only in a Montessori setting. This bill doesn't need any amendment if we pass it as such. Alistair, do you want to add anything to that? Okay, great. Any discussion on this one? So this applies to the public Montessori schools. I think the ones we're talking about mostly are located in Baltimore City and in Prince George's County. There may be some others, but generally speaking.
There's 6 in the state. There are also 2 in Frederick, I believe.
Right, and I came to understand yesterday that there are some Montessori classroom settings. And I think as long as those instructors are only teaching in that setting, in that school, not in other settings, that they could be considered certified to teach at that setting as well. There's no reason to hold that down. That's part of the bubble we got into yesterday with worrying about them and worrying about some other things. And I didn't really have a moment of clarity so much as someone helped clarify it for me. But nonetheless, I'm clear now, and it's much better. So is there any discussion on this? Seeing none, I'll take a motion on House Bill 467.
Move favorable.
Thank you, Delegate Wilkins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor of the favorable motion on House Bill 467, just put your hand in the air. Branch is dark, but I don't see anything on her camera there, but I'm gonna assume unless she yells out that she doesn't oppose this. Oh, there, she put a little hand up in the corner. Okay, thank you. That's unanimous. We will probably be voting on that in the voting session this morning. The other bill is House Bill 1305, slightly more complicated. This is for private Montessori schools to be allowed to participate in the mixed delivery system and pre-K expansion programs that are outlined in the blueprint. They require certain requirements of the private schools in terms of certification and various other things like square footage and classroom ratios. Because Montessori schools operate slightly differently and train slightly differently, the training requirements that we put in here that would allow a teacher to be certified are essentially the same as the ones in 467, where they would have to complete a Montessori training and have a bachelor's degree. And by the way, we didn't mention that, but that was what was in 467. Additionally, to help compensate for the fact that they're teaching beyond pre-K, but up to kindergarten, there's an adjustment in the square footage requirement that it will be 30 square foot per student. That's a good average between the two for the two ages and two sort of pre-K and K grades. And that the student teacher ratio will be done in this way. There will be two adults in the room, up to 25 students, one certified teacher and one qualified staffer. Between 26 and 35 inclusive, there will be 3 adults in the room, one certified teacher and 2 qualified staffers. And those are the 3 things that they sort of need an adjustment on. If they can meet those requirements and this bill is enacted, then they will be permitted to apply to participate in the mixed delivery system without punishment, saying you're not meeting our requirements. These would make them able to reach the requirements. Are there any questions? That's wonderful. Does anyone want to make a motion on the amendments to the bill?
Move favorable on the amendments.
Thank you. Okay. Any further discussion? I didn't hear any before. So Delegate Lasandi, did you have a question?
I was saying too, she made a motion. I seconded it.
Great. Thank you. Okay. I thought maybe you're giving me the peace symbol. I wasn't sure of that.
Peace,
Um,
everybody.
Okay, all in favor of the amendments, please raise your hands. And okay, so that passes unanimously. And now a motion on the bill is amended.
Move the bill.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of House Bill 1305 as amended, please raise your hands. Okay, Mike, are you there? Good. Okay, that's unanimous. Both bills are approved. Thank you all very much. And as I said in my text, apologies for dragging you out of bed one more time this morning. It was
Mr.
sort
Chair.
of my over push to put the bills together. I'm going to stop talking and let you all get the things you need to do to your hair that you were talking about earlier.
Mr. Chair,
Delegate Lasanti, before we get
I-
off.
yes, I just saw something in the chat and I just wanted to make sure that we address that.
Yes, what is it?
I don't know. Will this bill also be for public schools? We get no funds for pre-K, and the answer is no.
No, this bill was not designed to. The 1305 was brought to us by the private Montessori schools, and we're responding to their
Strictly for
needs.
them.
467 was brought to us by the public Montessori schools and didn't ask for anything in that bill for funding. And that's why I was trying to combine them somehow, but it looked
Yes.
like it was impossible. So
I
if the publics want additional funding or however they can get it, they're gonna have to come with a different bill next year.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just like to make sure that people don't leave without a misconception.
Right.
Thank
That
you.
was sort of the ball I got into on all this, was trying to serve both. Separately, they do separate things, and it does not actually do that. So, so there we go. Okay, thank you all very much.